In this video, I'd like to continue our discussion about rational exponents while specifically looking at an exercise on the Khan Academy called the Rational Exponents Challenge. So this will combine many different exponent properties and looking specifically at these rational exponents where you have fractions as your exponent. So for these problems, the general strategy is to start with what you're given and see if you can make some simplifications or see if you could understand this in some simpler way. And for this one, let me just rewrite it. We have d to the 1/8 power, and we're raising everything to the 5th power. And we have an exponent to an exponent. And you can remember if you have 2 to the 3rd and you square it, that we just have multiplication here. Of an exponent to an exponent, we just multiply, and this is just 2 to the 6th. Now, this pattern here, this property does carry over when you have fractional exponents. So we have this exponent to an exponent, and we're going to multiply. So we need to know what is 5 times 1/8, and we're multiplying fraction by a whole number, so we can put this over 1, and then go straight across with our multiplication, and you get 5/8. So this is really d to the 5/8. And we know with our rational exponents, these fraction exponents, that the denominator is the root that we're taking of our base, and the numerator is the power of our base. So we could write this as the 8th root of d to the 5th power, or you could write it the other way, where you first take the 8th root of d and then raise that to the 5th power. So there are a couple different ways you can look at this, but once you've simplified this and understand what you're looking at, then we want to go to the answers and see if we can simplify those as well. And so we, for A, again have an exponent to an exponent, so we can multiply, and 5 times 8 is 40. So this is d to the 40th, which is definitely not what we have. We have d to the 5/8. But this one right here, an exponent to an exponent, we have 5 times 1/8, which we've already done. This will simplify to d to the 5/8 power. And so B is a correct answer, but in this one, you want to choose all the answers that apply. So since we found one that's right, we know it's not none of the above. And this one right here, notice we're taking the 8th root of d and then raising that to the 5th power, which you can see is right here. And we could rewrite that as a fractional exponent, since 5, the numerator of our exponent, is the power, and our denominator is the root we're taking. So in this case, the 8th root. So C looks to be a correct answer as well.